Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the North American Strikers Academy, kicking off, well, our streamed week at the very least, with a fantastic match. We have the Fools versus PLX. So, two incredibly high value teams. They've been showing us a lot of fantastic plays and grabbing victories on stream the past couple weeks. So, both of these teams, we've kind of gotten to follow their journeys and we're about to dive into the face-off between the two of them heading to Night Market. Envy, how are we feeling about this one?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, we got both of these teams looking at a 3-1 score right now, so this is their chance to actually take a little bit of a lead right now in this season, as we are currently in week 5. And as you said, we are certainly going to be hitting the night market, and things are going to get a little bit crazy right now as I load up the stream here to take a look at what the awakenings are. Maybe you can already see them since I am slow and behind.
Stinger and Monumentalist are what we're looking at. So that first pick now from Cardbox is going to be quite influential here. Surprised that didn't get banned away.
Yes, that is definitely going to make a
now
huge
on the table.
difference.
Plenty of damage will be flying out. Stinger picked up by every single other person in the game. So this is certain to be a high damage, high KO game.
For sure, and we can see that we have Rasmus Estelle, and it's kind of a main core control team in general, but combo that one with Stinger, and any one of these characters can be used for wild amounts of damage. Even Kai on the back line here is actually pretty good at confirming kills on staggered opponents. But yeah, the opponents do have Luna, and we saw actually yesterday, Luna was kind of the MVP of all the games I commentated, so now a new threat in my eyes. I'd like to see how this Luna does, because she's currently undefeated this weekend for me.
Yeah, and Pineapple is a fantastic pilot of the Luna. We've seen him whip it out before. They do a wonderful job of it, and in fact, PLX will grab the first point there. Wonderful team play into Cardbox's core flip will snag goal 1.
Yeah, and like you said before, it now has Monumentalist as the first perk here. Possibly a pick ban mistake here for the Fools, but they're going to let that one through. Going to lose both of their barriers in the process, as well as Zay is just kind of putting on a clinic here. Zoro's going to have to flip there defensively. Not really what you're looking for. It's actually a strict 2v1 here, but they are going to use the Blazing Pace to get that one out of there. Now pushing onto the bottom lane once again. Zay gets a nice stun there. Actually, the only blade is big enough, and it's going to catch Zoro and the ball. It's going to be a nice start here at 2-0 for PLX.
Yeah, also interesting to see Zoro opting for momentum boots here. He's been kind of flip-flopping back and forth between momentum boots and eject button. Doesn't seem to have a particular preference for one over the other. I'm wondering if his speed is going to be being reset a lot by these massive now mines and all the hits that Zentaro is putting out. So I'll be interested to see if he gets a lot of value out of it. They seem to be just being pressured back to back right now. Once again, Zoro staggered in the goal box as the barriers fall down. And yeah, the Fools struggling to find their footing in this first set for sure. Oh, as the KO's found onto Zoro. But the Fools do find both barriers in return. They might be able to snag this back on the reverse power play, and Coin core flips to bring it to a 2v2.
Yeah, Coin is looking a little bit low, though. Ven's just about regenerating back up to half. The Crater comes on in there, blasts Coin away, but not actually going to get a kill. Grabs an orb, going to try to regenerate a little bit more here, as Zoro is going to be the one to push on in on the bottom side, right past Pineapple. I mean, that's kind of what Luna does, right? She deals a lot of damage here and there and kind of gets to where she needs to, but when left in the goal box after those cooldowns, she really doesn't have anything left.
Yeah, I'm going to give props to Coin there on that point, not just for you know, the general one interactions, but really capitalized on PLX trying to rush their way through the power play to that point. Grabbed a nice KO there, and just all in all took good advantage of the way that they were playing. Just a little too hasty there.
That will happen sometimes for sure. Zay right now looking a little bit low there. They're trying to get a nice confirm. Actually, Coin might have been able to have that, but the really good evade on Zay's part there is going to keep them alive for this point. Venz, though, might be the next kill target as they're going to try to push the top lane here a little bit safely. Zay also trying to snipe Venz here, looks like. Going to take a little bit more damage, though, on the bottom side. Going to get staggered once again. They're going to try to confirm a kill. Zoro's going to whiff that energy burst. Not going to be looking good on this spot. Coin has a chance to make something happen. The Crater, though, is actually going to cause a strike where there with Coin and Pineapple. Going to lose it, though. Top side from Vens into Coin. Actually going to confirm a kill there, and it's going to be a power play for PLX. Can they grab this barrier in the goal?
Yeah, it's surprising how, I mean, I'm going to call this a Zentaro Luna diff, honestly, and now is putting out plenty of damage with the Monu, but wow, okay, the Fools coming back here. Even though they are not a they've gone for the triple stagger, it does still seem like PLX putting out plenty of damage with the double stinger Monumentalist. So yeah, I guess that's Luna and Zentaro for you, but we get an exciting 5th point set to kick us off here. The Fools bringing it back. Maybe they can pull off the reverse sweep here.
Yeah, they're going to have to work a little hard, though, as the opposing teams are definitely being competent here. Coin looking quite low once again. Going to try to get a Vens flip here to clear the ball. Going to grab a barrier in the process there. Kind of a nice catch there for Vens. Going to work on getting it to the top side. Vens 2v1ing here. Going to win it off with the Crystal Thorns. Again, top side. Going to use the boost to get it on out of there. Not going to grab a barrier in that process, though. Back up to Vens. Back down again. Wasn't ready for it. Actually in the hands of Cardbox. Zay standing in front of the barrier. Going to whiff that energy burst, though, and it's just going to be an open goal for the side of PLX. And Zay's not looking too good. This could be the chance for Fools to take everything that they need.
Yeah, I'm just looking here at Coin masterfully controlling the speed gate in the middle. This entire point, Coin has been the only one to touch the speed gate. That Zay grabbing it right there is the first time that PLX has managed to snag that advantage. So Fools is definitely capitalizing on the gimmick of Night Market here, but it's not going to save them from having their barriers taken, as both goals are now open in this final point.
That they are. Had a really great combo there from Zay and Cardbox to make that one happen. But now Proximity Mine is set up, but actually it's going to be Coin with a big pendulum swing, striking all 3 players. Third player being the ball, of course, to get the first set for the side of the Fools. Zoro going to be the first one to grab their awakening here, and let's see what kind of power he can accumulate.
Yeah, there's lots to love about this draft. I mean, stacks on stacks, it's a dangerous pickup with so much damage flying out in this match. I'm not surprised at all that Zoro opts instead for the Among Titans. More consistent speed and feeding size to the Rasmus as well as your midfielder is quite nice. But Cardbox, with the healing capabilities, might be one of the best people in the match to take advantage of the awakening. We'll see extra special fall to Luna, which is going to be getting rid of all of the evade. And Coin is going to be looking quite nice here, getting Might of the Colossus with that Among Titans buff. That Rasmus is already looking large and getting some extra power here to help with the KO potential. All in all, both of these teams pretty much coming away with exactly what they wanted from this draft, except maybe Vins with the specialized training Estelle, not quite what you want to see. But certainly I think they're both happy with that draft.
Yeah, I would say a super solid draft on both sides as well. Pineapple getting that extra special, like you mentioned, is certainly going to be using a lot of the evades for the enemy team, allowing Cardbox and Zay to grab some kills, though, but Zay is going to be the one to be slain on the map here. Ven's trying to push on the top side. Zoro's going to get involved here with the speed gate. Barrage on forward, but going to lose that situation just for a moment, but win it back with Ven's in a nice spot there. Oh, okay, it actually looks like the mine is not really going to do Cardbox any favors there, as it's going to cause that barrier to get lost. The flip might be used here, absolutely, just because they're out of health, but a double. Zay is in the perfect position to make that one happen. Oni blade to the bottom side, perfect coordination from Pineapple. Boosts on in there right at the nick of time, and that is the kind of coordination that'll win you this game.
Yeah, holy crap. I'm impressed that the nuke didn't throw off the double barrier there. The Luna nuke managed to contribute to that play quite nicely, and then Pineapple closed it off. Wonderful coordination from Zay as well as Cardbox up front, leading Pineapple to that finish. I mean, it's not often that you get to see a Luna goalie cook this hard. We did get to see Gumi do it yesterday, but Pineapple showing us now why he's a master of the character as well. Unfortunate caster curse there as Pineapple's barrier goes down, but we'll ignore that one for now.
Hey, that's just kind of how it is when you're playing Luna, right? You make it all happen with your moves, and then you kind of have nothing left when you are alone to defend here. Zoro going to be the one to get the last barrier for PLX, though, but lose one of his right then and there. Okay, just big enough to grab that ball. Pineapple saving it. Going to go onto the top side here and not end up dying off the side, but Ven's looking quite low. They're going to try to get a nice confirm onto them. If they can get their chance, Ven's going to hold their spot in the center of the stage, though. Going to make it quite difficult here. A flip from Cardbox is going to grab that final barrier into the hands of Pineapple, though. It's going to be a stacked strike, but they're actually going to win that situation. Zay has a chance to help, but actually just kind of a distraction as well, as it's going to strike at bottom. And Zoro's going to go top, land that one in the bottom side, and PLX has their chance to take their set in this current game.
Yeah, it really does seem like PLX's game plan here isn't even necessarily to kill. They just have to deal enough damage to where one of the players of Fools can't play. Lately, it's been Vins. Vins is taking a lot of the hits here. And as soon as Vins is about to be staggered, has to leave the play, PLX just dive in. They get this beautiful 3v1 play. They will find the power play here, but Coin will swiftly grab 2 barriers, trying to keep it alive here, keeping the pressure up for the Fools while Vins comes back online.
Absolutely. Good, strong power play is going to land them some barriers. I feel like I see Pineapple lagging here and there, though. Could just be me, but hopefully that someone's internet gets fixed at this point, as they're going to boost on in there, try to help it. Going to get caught a little bit earlier than they'd like to with that boost. Actually going to get a power play for the side of the Fools, though. They're going to be able to kill Zay. This is a big chance for the Fools to grab a point in this set, although it's going to be actually an even setup here just for this moment. Not the greatest angle for Cardbox. Zoro doesn't even have to spend their flip. Pineapple trying to get a flip of their own. It's not going to work out. It is a power play in the favor of PLX, though, now over, as Coin is going to return to the board, and they're trying to get a push onto bottom lane, but it looks like the energy advantage for the Fools is going to hold this one in their favor.
Yeah, for sure. Core flips on both goalies. Zoro will have to burn his on defense right here. A fantastic hold there. More Strike War wins for Zoro. Will keep the Fools in the game as Pineapple burns his core flip in return. Both of these goalies desperately trying to stay alive here, but PLX is on game point, looking to close out the set.
Yep, in the hands of Zay there after that crater made things a little bit scary for Zoro, but surviving that situation again. But Coin is going to get the Whiplash Strike War against Pineapple. Again, poor Luna with basically nothing after using all of their moves, including the crater. Can't really do much against Rasmus, especially with that Whiplash loaded up. So it's going to be the Fools grabbing the next point in this set, and they really want to make it so this PLX does not even this one up.
Yeah, this is looking awfully familiar to last set. Seeing the 2-point lead come out very early on, and then the Fools come back trying to make it in, but it's not looking too hot for them right now. We have a double power play on board, and it's Cardbox's flip that'll close out the set in the top corner of the box.
Yeah, PLX on board right there as they grab a good power play and grab the goal, grab that set, and now Cardbox, now who already has Monumentalist, truly has a free reign of this board. Orbs showing up way more powerful than I've given credit for in this season, pretty much opting to go for a little bit of stagger, which is completely fair. Again, even Zoro immediately going for the stagger. What could possibly be left here? A little bit of cooldown for Luna. That might be exactly what she's looking for, as she's usually left without cooldowns on the defense.
Yeah, it does look like PLX are just speccing into their absurd amount of damage that they're putting out here. And I mean, it shows in the XP counts, right? All 3 of PLX's players even in level or higher than all 3 of the Fools. And the Fools are just looking to capitalize on those little moments here, hoping to maybe grab a power play here and there and just play a slow burn until they can go all out and snag those goals. And they've been snagging them. Coin dribbling down the map here, attempting to find another barrier, but will go unrewarded for now, but finds it right there.
Yeah, perfect time to get that pendulum swing on in there. And it is, as you have mentioned, sometimes just staggering a player is enough to get them out of the game, and it's kind of a pseudo power play in that regard. Gonna have a flip there from Cardbox to make sure they keep possession of that core there. The whammy gonna knock Coin around a little bit, but not gonna do too much to get him out of the play, as the pendulum swing's gonna give him a little bit of possession, but not enough, as it's gonna go up to Venz. But Zay, the really great interception there, is gonna grab the barrier. Coin looking super low there, completely staggered, in fact, out of the game now. 13 seconds, even Venz falling to almost just nothing damage, Pineapple could show up with this flip and truly make it happen, unless they lose their situation where Vens can get on in there with some of these ranged Estelle moves. Actually gonna make a power play for the Fools, in fact, onto the bottom side coin. Oh man, it's actually a 2v2 here, and Pineapple's gonna grab the ball, hand it on to Zay. It's actually gonna go up, try to make a play by themselves with the boost here. The mine's not gonna do them any favors once again as all the players return, and this is kind of crazy because this is the set where they're even now, and the first one to take this point is gonna have a great advantage.
Yeah, Zoro is doing a fantastic job holding throughout these power plays. It's gonna be another tough one here with the Adrenaline Rush procced, and finally Zay will be rewarded. That slice and dice, a little bit difficult to parse when you don't have the speed to walk up into it, but Zoro has been doing fantastic for the most part. I mean, I think we saw him defend through 2 power plays that point, and it was just the third one that finally got the better of him. Really holding it down, but I mean, there's only so much you can do when you have 2/3 of the other enemy players. And once again, Vins off the map. PLX not rewarded with any barriers this time, though.
True, it's only the Fools right now in complete control. They're going to grab both barriers here. Coin not actually getting knocked off the map here. Cardbox going to use their flip to grab a barrier here. Zoro just getting that ball right back in there. Coin looking really weak. They're going to have to make a play right now. And yes, Luna with nothing left, no evade, cannot dodge that piercing shot. It's going to be Vens safely grabbing that goal as Coin is sent into orbit. And even this set up there in the nick of time again.
Yeah, and all 3 flips burned as well for PLX. Their energy economy is in shambles currently. It's not going to stop them from snagging a strong first barrier here, but those stacks on stacks are now online for Cardbox. Really easy to get up for now, and that speed is going to be a huge threat in the midfield, especially with all of these power plays coming out.
For sure, now is definitely one of the better characters for stacking something like stacks with low cooldowns in general to give them the 6 stacks per move there, as we could just see the Monumentalist causing a disaster for the side of the Fools. And again, Vens is going to be knocked off the map and not even fully staggered. It's actually Coin who's all the damage has gone to. Zoro just has too much to deal with. Both players, even Zay with the Adrenaline Rush, is actually more deadly than ever before. Adrenaline Rush causing tons of problems in addition to all the damage being dealt. So it's honestly, PLX is taking a little bit of an advantage here, even in the Awakening draft.
Yeah, and that Orb Ponderer is also nasty on its Pineapple. I mean, goalies get to pick up so many orbs, and every single time Pineapple is picking up an orb, getting 30% cooldown reduction on his already extra special nuke, there's just too much to deal with here for the Fools. PLX are going to snag another set. I mean, even though the Fools, they're finding plays here and there, which I'm crazy impressed by, that they're still grabbing barriers and scoring goals even through these power plays that they are not favored by in any way, shape, or form. PLX is looking really dominant here.
They are looking pretty dominant here. I will say that Zoro has been a pretty good job of what hand they have been dealt with, though. But it is definitely a tough situation when the opponents have a power play almost every point. Gonna have to deny that Deadeye, of course. There's really no decision making there. But of course, Zay, we have grabbing Catalyst, which causes damage and evasiveness and barriers. I mean, Energy Burst does it all. It's the best move in the game. I've said it yesterday and I'll say it again. There's no move better than that. As we have 1 barrier going down for each player here. The Lifeline doing a great job of keeping the players up. Is Zay happy to receive that little bit of healing there. Coin looking a little bit low now, getting stung. Cannot seem to regenerate in this spot. They're going to switch their sights on there. The boost going to go to no use there. As they're going to, we're going to have Pineapple whiff. Coin looking at nothing. Zay surviving the death touch by nothing. But hey, the Crystal Thorns is going to be enough to knock him off the map. And now the Fools are the ones with this power play.
Yeah, I mean, that's impressive that they've managed to somehow scrounge out a power play here. The core goes wide and they're not able to find a goal with it, but the fact that they just caused PLX to burn so many of their resources keeping the ball in play there is huge. It might give them what they need to score a point here. Currently not finding anything, but certainly seeing the Reptile Remedy and the Catalyst fall is scary for the Fools here. They needed those survivability awakenings, and There are going to be no such things found besides maybe the recovery drone on Coin.
Yeah, even Coin still has his recovery drone. Even now, they're going to have to kill him twice if they want to get him off that map. He does have a bunch of size, though, with the drone as well. So it's kind of a big threat, big target. But hey, the Monumentalist card box is going to cause a ton of problems for the Fools. Grabbing a goal there with basically no counterplay. Zoro would have had to read that in advance, but oh, that's why you might have wanted to deny this now, as she is just doing the healing. It's like the Fools doesn't have enough damage to make it so Lifeline does not even matter. And the Monumentalist is also just causing a bunch of barriers, so I think this now was a great pick for PLX.
Yeah, it really does seem like PLX has a monopoly on win conditions right now. They're winning off of damage here, but it's not like they're shy in the core control department. They've got slip kicks on both of their forwards. And, of course, they have Monumentalist stacks on stacks now. Like, what on earth are you supposed to do against that? I guess drop a Giga Blast on them? Zoro manages to find a KO there onto Cardbox.
Oh.
And grabs a barrier, actually. What the frick? Zoro is popping off.
Yeah, great play by Zoro to get that barrage in there right at the right time, winning a strike war against Pineapple, though. And now it's just going to be Zay looking at no health there. The Giga Blast up once again. It's going to send Zay out of there. The boost is up just in time for Pineapple to defend one last situation here. We do have the 3v2 power play. The barrage flying on in there, and it looks like Cardbox and Pineapple cannot weather that storm. The Fools actually taking a little bit of a point here. But could it be a little bit too late? I mean, they do have a set under their belt, but it does feel like PLX has a lot of control of this game.
Yeah, Zoro does now. I'm noticing has bulk up, and the Deadeye denial from the Luna is also just fine. Putting out lots of damage here and actually forcing out the lifeline from Cardbox. It seems like kind of their one path to get KOs is off of Giga. And so maybe they can find some little plays through the cracks. It kind of seems like that's how they've been playing this whole game. It's going to take a little bit of a miracle, but the Fools are not beyond miracles, and they have the skill to capitalize on them.
That they do, and the barrage is unfortunately not going to be enough to win that situation against Cardbox, though. The tenacity to stay in front and get that drone in the right place was pretty immaculate there, as PLX is looking at match point right now. Pineapple with a flip as well might try to make something happen with this boost here. In fact, they're going to deal all of Coin's health already. Again, I'm seeing Pineapple lagging just a little bit. They probably could have saved that barrier if they weren't flying off the map once again. This could be, this could be what Fools needs if Pineapple kind of loses all of their internet and they take advantage of that.
Yeah,
you're seeing this, right?
It's definitely unfortunate. Yeah, I'm seeing little stutters over there from time to time. Nothing too disastrous. I haven't seen them lose anything for it, but that could just be me not looking at the right times. But I will tell you what is being lost is, as usual, all of the health of the Fools, but they win a goal. I mean, I guess if your health is a currency, the Fools are spending it as efficiently as possible. If they could score a fast and loose goal here, they might be able to find some of the few Stagger Awakenings that are left on the board. Maybe grab enough to bring the game home. It's going to be freaking dicey, but they're grabbing barriers here. The Fools are not out yet. They open up the goal right here.
True, and last will here from Cardbox here, getting that flip there. It's actually going to end up in a good angle, causing Zoro to use a bunch of resources to save it. Zay trying to push it onto the top side. The Aya Rush is going to be good there, and the Dashing Strike is also going to land it, but they're going to lose a teammate in the process there. And now the Fools actually have a power play. Pineapple trying to make it happen. They're going to have to use the eject button back and survive this power play with everything they have. If they want to end this game, which they do, the power play is now over. The Giga Blast comes in, doesn't make anything happen. Cardbox on the bottom side. Can they get it to Zay, who might have cooldowns boost on in there? Not going to make it happen, but Pineapple does have flip for the next situation. Maybe they'll switch their sights onto Coin. Benz might use this flip as well to make it happen as well. Boost gets blocked by Coin. Not going to happen. Actually, the drone with the combination of Zay is going to get it on in there, and PLX takes the first game in this series.
Yeah, I mean, really well played from PLX. Honestly, well drafted. Like, I feel like the draft dominance was so imminent there from PLX. Grabbing the Monu now had pretty much the most disgusting builds that they could have had on the characters that they drafted for the game. And I mean, it shows here in the stat line. Grabbing 17 KOs as a team and putting out plenty of damage. It really did just seem like the win conditions were entirely in the hands of PLX for that match. But, I mean, that being said, the Fools, even though they didn't really have the win conditions in their favor, just the skill of those players was really shining through. They made plays and managed to stay alive a shockingly long time. Like, I think that it's a testament to their skill that that match lasted as long as it did. Looking at Zoro here with 94 saves. So, I mean, certainly, I think that if the pick bans don't fall the same way, the Fools may be taken into a little more consideration this next match. They're going to show us what they're made of here in Game 2.
Yeah, we can see also on these redirects, Coin with the lowest amount of redirects here, 134, just kind of showing how many times they might have gotten killed by PLX there. So yeah, like you say, 17 kills is that's a lot. That is a lot of kills. It's so much downtime, and they made a good use of their power plays as we're just about to move on to the next game here. We could see that it's going to be Atlas Lab with a little bit of team player and explosive entrance action. And we just saw Zentaro played, and maybe they're looking for it again. We'll just have to find out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Zentaro ban comes out here for second pick, possibly the Fools. Because, I mean, Zay was definitely showing that they're comfortable on the character. Coin also has a Zentaro, but it's unlikely that they're going to get their hands on it since that pick is so contentious with explosive entrance right here on the board. That team player, though, definitely a scary awakening to have right at the start. Oh, unfortunate. My game has just crashed. I'll boot that up real quick. But yeah, that core is going to be flying at speeds unprecedented.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, team player as a starting perk, sometimes you give it that to the goalie and the midfield, and that makes things extremely awkward when the back passes get out of hand. We can see right here we got an X and a Kazan ban here, not trying to deal with any of this like close range brawler stuff, but they are going to land this Zentaro with explosive entrance. PLX looking good about that. The Fools are going to grab Zoro and probably Vens again with their Kai Estelle. Again, we see the now also showing up here, and Juno as well. So really, okay, it's probably going to be who is the goalie here? Who is the? What do you think? Is this the now goalie? Or, this is definitely the Juno goalie, yeah.
Yeah, knowing Pineapple, this is probably a Juno goalie that we're looking at. Especially since I'm expecting Cardbox to pick up the now once again. I'm interested by the X ban from PLX. I'm not sure what the logic behind the X ban is. Coin certainly not known for his X. I don't think he was ever planning to run it here. So I'm intrigued on what the drafting logic is there. If they thought that maybe a Mako era X would come out here or something. Certainly not what I was anticipating in the ban box for them.
Yeah, I guess the explosive entrance has got them a little scared there, as it could be one of the win conditions for the opponent. I do think explosive entrance in general is easily one of X's best perks. It just gives them that mobility that they need to get where they need to go, especially adding the damage to the Bull Rush and the Maximus combo. But yeah, Coin going to be happily on that Rasmus once again, though. And it seems that everyone on this board has pretty much comfort picks. I think Pineapple might be the only one that I haven't seen too much on Juno, which again I'm gonna definitely say is the goalie here. But everyone else is definitely seems safely on the character that I would say is their main. Maybe Cardbox on Aimi is maybe a little bit more of the main, but certainly fine on the now.
Yeah, I mean I I don't know if last match is a particularly good benchmark because it was a monumentalist start, but they certainly seem to know what they were doing. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, certainly the Fools going for comfort picks here, running back the exact same comp that we just saw. I always enjoy seeing them on their on their comfort picks because they just cook so much with them. But yeah, PLX definitely coming back here with some heat, and seem to be building up some like weird back to front core speed comp, where just the plan is presumably get Juno's normal Bis Awakenings, and then make the core go past the sound barrier. And good luck to the Fools dealing with that one, if Pineapple is able to get that build off. It will be the goalies picking up team player here, and everyone else opting for that explosive entrance, more or less what we anticipated.
Yeah, you know, it's questionable. I would have thought that maybe one of these midfielders would have been happy to take the team player, as the back passes sometimes get a little crazy. I mean, I really kind of high value team player, even on the midfielder. But, hey, explosive entrance giving you a little bit more burst movement in almost every situation. So perhaps a little bit more consistent in that regard, as we're going to have one barrier go down for each team here. Going to be interested in seeing how Pineapple makes this Juno work, as Cardbox is going to lose all of their health there, actually, to the Atlas Orb there, and Venz is going to help end their life. And now they're going to have a little bit of a power play here from the Fools. Can they grab one of these barriers, or are they going to lose coin in the process? They do end up getting the barrier. Coin looking a little bit low, though. If they can just clear this ball and get coin a little bit of health, they'll be good to go.
Yeah, definitely the Fools using that health bar as a valuable resource seems to be the name of their game. They're not afraid to sacrifice the stagger to make the play work, and I mean, they're still sitting here with the barrier advantage, even at a player disadvantage. Benz will pop the core flip to buy some time for Coin to come back online, and he's back on.
Back on he is, and we see a little bit of the team player overtime taking part. Right there, the ball flying at lightning speeds, but Zay catching it with their own flip here. Cardbox has a flip loaded up, and they avoid a bunch of attacks there and get the flip and get the ball, the goal. They get it all right there with that perfectly timed energy burst, and it's gonna be PLX taking this first point here in this next game, game set.
You brought up the back pass shenanigans with team player. I think that the way that they've drawn this up doesn't prevent that from being viable at all, because the one that you really want the core to be fast on is the shot from the goalie back to the midfielder. That's the one that you want to red core, right? So you can send the fast core back at the enemy. And that will still happen because the team player buff will transfer back to the goalie, assuming that the back pass does get executed properly. So I do still think back pass shenanigans very viable, and with haste and dash range being so viable on and valuable on Now and Estelle, I'm not particularly surprised that this is the way that the drafts went. We do have a barrier advantage here for PLX, but it's not going to last long as both goals are opened up.
Yeah, that barrier is going to fall to the death touch of nobody. Coin dying in that spot, which is going to grab the ball to grab the barrier, but the power play a little bit too overwhelming for the Fools. Looks like Zay is going to place that one in there, grabbing 2 points in this next set. And the Fools are going to have to make something happen here because they're looking a little bit weak right now. 0-2, they're going to have to, I don't know, make something work here, grab some kills. Again, their comp is not really built for damage, and I would like to say PLX's is definitely looking a little bit more well-versed in that spot, as we have Zay grabbing both barriers, flipping right in front of the goal, waiting out the strikes, and again, taking that first set. PLX is just on board here.
So, interesting thing about what PLX appears to be doing on kickoff. It looks like they're having Zay run center kickoff, and then they either use Now Speed or Juno Jump to grab whichever side it's on, either Cardbox or Pineapples. And Zay just contributes with the Zentaro Dash, with the iRush. So they just get 2 players in on kickoff, and it's very nice. And, I mean, that fantastic amount of team play is going to really reward them in this draft. Pretty much all of PLX getting exactly what they want. Monumental is now up once more. Dash range on the Juno, Stinger on the Zentaro. Definitely a nasty set of pickups from them. that's going to be really difficult for the Fools to come through. But the Fools do have more speed and that hot shot CDR for Vins on their side, as well as the orb pickup. So definitely not bad pickups, but PLX certainly looking strong in that draft.
True, looking pretty good indeed. A little minor catastrophe if you are the Fools, as yeah, Monumentalist now shows up once again, and nothing you could have done to prevent that situation except just win. And that would show you the importance of winning some of the earlier sets in these games. Players are just going to have to play a little bit harder in each situation. The last little dot of the Crystal Thorns is actually going to land that final barrier here for the Fools. Pineapple has nothing but a dream, and it's going to actually be dashed as the Fools grab a point there. Little Pineapple had nothing left but a friend fling, and it did not seem to work out. So Fools keep this one up. They can even up this set.
Yeah, and here's that center kickoff I was talking about. Pineapple jumps in on kickoff, and then Zay just collapses in from the top to make it work. Coin does a fantastic job of punishing this go-round and manages to grab a barrier from it, as well as a kill onto Zay. So Fools actually did a fantastic job playing against that double kickoff plan, and they're actually going to essentially get a double power play here as Cardbox is staggered in the midfield.
Staggered indeed. The Death's Touch and the combo Pendulum Swing is not going to be enough to land Cardbox into the grave, though, but Coin going to lose all of their health in the process there. Going to use that Whiplash, going to try to make something happen on the bottom side as they are just about dead. The center of Atlas has spawned once again to cause a little bit of problems. Coin can't seem to go anywhere near it. Ben's approaching with Flip, though. Going to catch it to not lose possession. Might have been able to ricochet off the middle and keep that flip there, but opting to use it anyway. Zoro going to have a little bit of problems to deal with as Cardbox and Zay are both approaching here. Coin does return to help. The team player on the overtime actually fast enough to get it out, and it's going to be Estelle. It's going to be Venz with that shot. It's going to land on the bottom side, the core being red. Pineapple not ready for such a moment.
Yeah, Fools might be able to eke this one out. I mean, they're on set point here. It's certainly a very favorable position. They grab a double barrier right off of kickoff. The Fools are looking strong here. They get the power play.
Yeah, really big from the Fools. That double was actually a regular catastrophe for them. And the Pendulum Swing, Pineapple opting not to evade there or use any cooldowns at all. Maybe use them on the kickoff there. It was kind of quick, but Coin taking great advantage of that situation, putting the Fools on the board. Venz, the one to grab their first awakening, a chance to deny anything important. And let's see what they opt to get here. Probably prime time, in my opinion. Maybe some orbs.
What did Cardbox die to right there? Did you see? I'm just curious what
I
Fools
forget.
even managed to take them out with. Not particularly important. Pineapple denying away the Orb Dancer. Not even really much of a deny. That's honestly exactly what they're looking for out of this draft. And I mean, is Catalyst weak? It falls to 4th pick here, and it's on Zay's Zentaro once more. Zentaro, one of the best Catalyst users out there. But I suppose Coin says, you know what, my Biss is better than your Biss. Opts for size instead. And Fools are taking barriers once more. I mean, even with how much I'm questioning their drafts, I can't question them too much because they are making things happen on this field.
That they are. Yeah, I'm definitely questioning some of the wisdom on that pick there, opting to not go Catalyst, but size. I mean, it's fair. Rasmus great with size, of course. Catalyst is kind of a next level awakening, though, especially on Zentaro, like you also mentioned there. But we will see this play out in just a moment. Zay looking a little bit weak here. Pineapple can't even get the strike. No, not enough speed for them, and they're going to just simply lose it to Coin on the bottom side. Okay, the Fools might have finally come alive here. I mean, Venz is kind of their X factor right now with this hotshot primetime Estelle. Mobile with the explosive entrance as well, and if they can keep landing these barriers, I think they can take this one.
Yeah, it really does seem like a lot of what's happening here is just being unable to react to hotshot Estelle. Vins will just secondary in to cover the clear that Pineapple thought they had, and suddenly, here we are again. The Fools on another fantastic offense, just putting up this continuous wall of pressure, and there's only so long that Pineapple can hold on there as a Juno goalie. It's the flip into Estelle primary there, and the piercing shot will find another goal. Vins is absolutely obliterating here.
Facts. Hotshot giving the prime time extra cooldown as well, as long as they're both on cooldown. It's going to make it so that they have a ton of piercing shots, and we're going to probably see a lot more of those flip into those piercing shots, as it is one of the better ways to grab a barrier when there's a lot of players on board here. Almost makes it happen with the friend fling there, but not going to work out. Looks like the Fool's going to grab a little bit of possession on the top side. Coin is now the kill target here, as we can see, with just about no health, but Zay making it happen by themselves with that flip. Pineapple alone with Coin in the corner. Going to use a flip to make it happen, but the Death's Touch is going to interrupt that one. Cardbox healing up to full. Pineapple hopefully has enough cooldowns to assist this situation, but Zay doesn't need any help, only from Cardbox to get to the bottom side around Zoro. And now PLX says, actually, we're awake now. We're coming back, and they're not taking another set.
Funny story, Zoro grabbing the Deadeye pickup once more. That man does love his Gigas, doesn't he? He's a big fan of the blast. It's not going to keep his barriers alive though. PLX showing that Vins is not going to get the better of them every single time, and grabbing two very swift barriers here at the start of this point.
We can see team player helping a lot to get it past that whiplash though, but it's going to be a power play for the side of PLX as they end up sending Vens into the grave there. Going to try to get it on over here with the team player, but Pineapple again lagging a little bit. We're going to lose a teammate in the process. Zay flies off the top of the map though. Power play for the Fools now, but Coin looking a little bit low there. Going to have to be careful for the bottom side. Sorry, for the top side, as the Atlas is going to spawn in the middle, blocking it away once more. Can't win the situation. Zay back with all cooldowns. Coin looking a little bit weak, grabs an orb. Going to make themselves feel a little bit more at home as they're going to grab the goalie orb as well. And actually, we have Pineapple holding this barrier and actually solo taking it there with the blob bounce. Really great play there from PLX.
Yeah, I did notice Vin's shenanigans getting thwarted there. It seemed like Zay and Cardbox are now positioning in anticipation of these Estelle shenanigans and making sure those secondaries don't come through, but Zay manages to get caught by hashtag save Zentaro on the top of the map. Gets killed by that blink, and suddenly the Fool's looking to bring home the set. Vin's core flip will find it. And,
Yep.
I mean, the Fools, despite all of our questioning of their drafting, looked very strong that set and brought it home, I mean, with flying colors, honestly.
Yeah, super great set there for the Fools. Vens, again, kind of the playmaker right now, getting their chance at any awakening they want. Heavy Impact might give them even more cooldown and a little bit of damage. Foregoing Quick Strike, though, we're going to have that one land onto Pineapple. PLX happy to grab a little bit of Quick Strike. They do, in fact, grab the Heavy Impact stacks for Coin. See if they can get a little bit of extra speed here now. Pretty happy to take Cast Last. Affects all of their abilities nicely. Among Titans, again, chosen for Zoro, opting to get a little bit of fast, a little bit of small. And now we have, what is this, extra special here for Zay, which is fine. Wouldn't say this is any of Zentaro's happiest perks here, but a completely acceptable perk in general. It's just pretty good.
Yeah, I'm interested with Unstoppable being on the board, and Fools running Rasmus and Estelle, two of the most notoriously countered characters by Unstoppable. Why none of the members of PLX seems to be interested in the Awakening, all opting for other picks instead. Certainly seemed like a bit of a missed opportunity, and they're being punished for it here as both of their barriers swiftly go down.
Yeah, I would agree with you there that Unstoppable is certainly great against both of those characters. Pineapple might have been pretty happy to take it, but Coin gonna win the situation in another way, not having to use the pendulum swing right onto Pineapple's face. But yeah, I mean, the Fools is now up a whole lot here. A set, another point. They really have what it takes here to grab it. Although Zay is going to get a nice flip here, backed up by Cardbox. Going to send that flip right in front of the board. And that's going to be nearly impossible to block without a barrage. So, alright, 2 flips spent. They had that resource. And now the Fools are back on even ground, I would say, for this next point.
Yeah, it's an interesting dilemma that the Fools have with Cardbox's build right now. Because these now primaries, once they get out on the board, immediately either you have to deal a large chunk of your health to get rid of them, or you just have to let them sit there and remain a threat until they expire, which is a long time because he's got Castellast and Siege Machine currently up and running. Look at how long it's staying there, how large it's getting.
Yeah.
These sentry drones are out of control.
For sure, a complete stage hazard they are becoming here. We can see it blocking the entire top side, and a flip spent just a little bit late there from Zay, maybe stunned from something. It only looked like the whiplash hit, but the Fools making it happen there. Coin sinking that one, and now the Fools are on their match point here, trying their best to bring this one to game 3. Pineapple going to defend onto that bottom side. Ven's explosive entrance not going to grab the barrier just yet. Zoro is going to whiff that barrage, but they is going to land a barrier for themselves. Coin finally has a couple of cooldowns here. The whiplash onto the bottom side is not going to land, though, backed up by Venz. Can they get it there? We have a triple goalie situation, though, and they're going to have to switch sides.
Yeah, and it's a testament to how fast the Fools are making these points happen, because Coin doesn't even have stacks on stacks off. Literally just popped it right now, up to 150 stacks, and they just have cracked the Goldox up. They're looking to close out the game right here. The flip comes out from Venz, not finding anything quite yet, but Zoro's running up. Oh, the Fools in their prime here.
Oh, super close situation here from Pineapple, but Coin has the possession, and Pineapple has nothing. Card box not up just in time, though, and it's going to be the Fools grabbing their game in this series here and evening this one up to make it a nice game 3. It's hype. Chat, they're going to game 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's like exactly the opposite of what we just saw in game 1, right? I still think that the drafting was entirely in favor almost of PLX. Only a few little slip-ups there that I wasn't a huge fan of. For the most part, seemed like they were preparing to bring home the series right there. But it was the fantastic playmaking that we saw out of the Fools in Game 1. This time on Atlas Lab, they just really got to let it shine. And we got to see them take the game as a result of it. It was literally just peak efficient goal scoring over drafting and consistency. Like I don't know what you can what more you can ask for. It was just peak efficiency.
Yeah, I'd say the Fools played the game as solidly as they needed to, as of course we did have Monumentalist now show up on the first draft, but they did end up weathering that storm. The Fools taking that one there. It seemed like there was a lot of situations where Pineapple was left without any cooldowns to deal with Coin, Size, Whiplash, a couple of cooldowns, and it was basically curtains, as Juno does not have a ton of movement outside of the Blobbo jump. It does have a relatively low cooldown, though, so possibly the cooldowns could have been used maybe more efficiently on some fronts there, but hey, everyone could always play better in any situation given. But yeah, we do see that there was 7 kills here for the side of the Fools, and they nicely took it there, making that one happen. Next game, though, we already see. Oh man, I'm actually super glad that we're going to Gates, because this is a map I do not get to see very often or commentate very often, and I think there's a lot of intricacies that are involved. Like the coordination of the team is so important to make sure that somebody's at that portal on each side, and it's just, I think a lot of the teamwork here is going to be a step up from a normal map.
Yeah, for sure. When this map, even when it first got released, kind of the narrative around Gates, which now it's a completely different map, right? But it's always been that whoever plays the gimmick better is going to win, right? A lot of the match revolves around controlling the portals, because it essentially adds an entire extra angle and passing lane for your team. And so there's so much pressure on the midfield on this map. We're about to really get to see these midfielders shine. We are finally seeing some respect put on the card box now as the ban comes out, as well as the Estelle from the ban from the side of PLX. So, I mean, just as I was talking about how important midfielders are on this map, it looks like both of these teams are trying to put the other team's midfielder on the back foot.
I agree. I think that Vens did a pretty solid job there with the Estelle, having some great awakenings to go with it, so they want to get that one out of there. And we saw the now playing pretty well, maybe, but also getting quite lucky there with those Monumentalists, and they're trying to say, absolutely not, I'm not even going to deal with that. Fools are going to grab Big Vice for this one, maybe the best damage dealer in the current meta. So possibly looking for a little bit more kills here, explosive entrance and rapid fire to go with it. Just suggests that there might be a lot of kills on this map. Maybe grabbing a Zentaro, a Kazan. There's a lot to go with Vice, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I bet we're about to see the Zentaro come out for the Fools here. Fun little switcheroo. PLX opting for Rasmus, as it seems. And we will likely get to see Aimi Zen. There it is. It looks like J-Dog called it out in the chat. Actually, J-Dog was predicting Zen Aimi for PLX, which is also what I would have predicted. But instead, it looks like the Fools are going for it. So yeah, a fantastic little switcheroo of what the characters that we would typically see these players opt for.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of damage though. We got Vice, Aimee, and Taro. I mean that is some of the more damage you would see on any of these teams. Gonna use probably. I'm gonna say that they're gonna see a lot of rapid fire in this game, as it is just promotes damage, core control. It does basically everything you need it to, and the Fools are now definitely taking the reins with this damage comp. And it might be exactly what they're looking for, as Mako is not too mobile in any regard. Kai midfield, though, is quite good. It looks like PLX is just going to have to work fast if they want to survive this onslaught that is going to be rapid fire.
Yeah, I normally a rapid fire start. There's not too many things that you would take over rapid fire on like any character. We might see a triple explosive entrance start for the Fools here. They might all go explosive entrance. All three of their characters, it's one of their best awakenings that they could possibly go for. So it's weird and rare on a rapid fire start that we would see that, but I bet at least we'll see it come out for coin, because I mean, come on, it's Zentaro, right?
Yeah, I'll give it to coin on this one. I think we'll have the other two taking rapid fire, though. And we actually don't. You were right. Explosive entrance showing up on most of the cast here. In fact, only Zoro, a Vice goalie, taking rapid fire. It's gonna be, wow, a little bit interesting here. Everyone opting for as much damage as possible, but again, rapid fire does provide every aspect of the game. But hey, it doesn't provide you dash speed, so perhaps speed truly is king, as the first barrier is going to go down for the Fools. PLX working on the top side here. Cardbox going to spend that barrage, not get too much off of it here into the portal. Zay not fast enough to be in position where they need it to, and they're going to actually clear that one out here. The Fools looking for some damage, and they find it, though. Zay out of here, and it's going to be a big power play here for the Fools to make it happen.
Yeah, I definitely think that chief among the strange explosive entrance draft is Cardbox grabbing it for Kai. With rapid fire on the board for Kai, Kai has the longest primary cooldown in the game. He benefits the most from rapid fire out of any other character, arguably. Just because he gets so much cooldown off of it, and his primary is really like sparked up by it. Vins with the cyber swipe into core flip will grab this first goal here for the Fools. Yeah, I'd love to hear the drafting logic on this, because I agree. I think it's very strange that we see so many explosive entrants come out here.
Yeah, I would also enjoy the logic here, a little bit of the wisdom, but we're going to have Coin grab a barrier with that flip. It looks like PLX not going to be too phased by that. If one person flips for a barrier, I mean, what else are you going to do? It's like not a huge deal in my opinion if they get a double. That's a big deal, but man, big supernova is going to knock PLX all over the place. Completely staggered two of their players, and if the Fools want to make it happen here, they're going to try to get a combo. Coin does find a slice and dice, going to get Cardbox out of there, passing it into the portal, which goes directly to Zay. Possibly a little bit of miscommunication. Get it to the top side because the portal is not on that side. Yes, sir. Going to grab that barrier into the portal one more time into the hands of Vens, and they're going to try to push it onto the bottom side with that cyber swipe.
A little traded KOs there between Pineapple and Coin, as the Zentaro passive carries Coin into the back of the goal box where he's an easy target. And we get a little 2v2, and they respawn in sync. Perfect timing.
Yeah, not too much coming out of that power play, other than maybe one of these players being a little bit of afraid from the damage, but they are going to land a barrier here. Zay in the right spot, but Zoro has nothing left but 2 legs and a dream, but again, dashed as they are not fast enough to grab this core. PLX putting that one in there, and we're going to get a little bit of an even set for this first one. And the kills I thought we'd be seeing out of the Fools are kind of happening here. And I think that's going to be a big deal later on into this game.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating, the Aimee Zen comp. It's one of my personal favorites as well, because both of the characters, you can very easily go for core control, and you'll just, like, accidentally deal damage. Like, we're not seeing Vins and Coin dumping abilities here for damage ever, but Zay and Cardbox are both at half health right now, and struggling to stay alive. So yeah, I mean, certainly this Aimee Zen, especially with a Vice goalie in the back, the Fools are not short of damage, and they are dominating in the core control as they have opened up the goal box of PLX.
Yeah, it's exactly as you say. There's nothing more valuable than using your ability, hitting the core where you want to, but also striking an opponent. Just dealing damage twice is actually the most value you can get out of any of your abilities, and that's going to be very prominent as we see that from the Fools, because Zoro is mostly going to be looking for that damage as the crossfire is sent from Vens and Coin. But not much more happening onto this top side here as we get the Firewall Sentry. Yeah, it's going to be good, though. Really great Firewall Sentry from Vens. Is going to land 2 barriers here. Zoro trying to get that orb, but cannot decide what to do, losing a barrier in the process. Going to get a flip from Pineapple, actually. Going to save that goal from Coin, who was trying to get that one in there with their own flip. Zoro has their flip now from that last strike. Now flying on in there with the Thunder Strike. Yeah, the flip's going to be good as it knocks away Pineapple and Cardbox, and we now have the Fools grabbing the first Awakening here, taking the first set. Vice is exactly who you want to be, the first pick on this team.
Not any of the normal overpowered Vice Awakenings here for Zoro, but I mean, there is Orb Dancer on the table, always a fantastic pickup on the goalies. A lot for the bulk up instead. It does look like they're speccing into damage here, as well as denying away some of that stagger that might give some survivability over to PLX. Zay will get some of that survivability, and Orb Dancer will instead fall to Coin. I mean, lots of people have been saying it. Orb Dancer might be the best Awakening in the game. To see it fall so far, I'm sure Coin is very happy to walk away from this draft with that.
Sure, Coin being on the damage comp as well would definitely promote a little bit of I'm not going to die as often since we're the ones dealing damage. Zoro, though, going to get stuffed by Cardbox, losing 2 barriers in that process. 1 barrage, 2 barriers indeed. Up to Zay. Now we have an open goal here. Zoro going to try to push it out there with the power cord. It is going to be good, though. Ben's going to send it through the portal, giving possession to PLX, though, as we're going to have Cardbox try to push it into the bottom side, cause enough pressure to get both players to move bottom, but passing it on top. Zay is free to get it up in there, so it's going to be PLX taking this next point, but still down this set. They're going to have to work hard if they want to even this up.
Yeah, another interesting thing is Quick Strike falling to Pineapple in that draft. I would have expected that to go significantly earlier, maybe go on to one of the midfielders, but I don't think it's certainly not useless on a goalie. It will not keep the barriers alive, though we do see PLX once again struggling here against the offense of Vins and Coin, who are just putting up so much pressure here.
Yeah, it's going to be a great ensnare jump there to catch the flip, but the ricochet off that red core, good angle from Coin, is going to keep that speed and making it nearly impossible for Pineapple to defend that one away. As we're going to have the Fools even this set up here. Not a lot of energy, though, showing up for Zoro and Coin as the flips have just been used. Side of PLX, though, is pretty happy with some of this energy that they're going to show up with. The Giga Blast is going to end up resulting in one of these barriers. A big push from the top side. Pineapple even tries to come in on their help. Both barriers down. The pendulum swing. Cardbox there with a strike. That was a really good coordinated attack there from PLX, and that's the kind of stuff that's going to grab them barriers and points and maybe even the rest of this game.
Yeah, we saw PLX go for a bit of a diagonal push right there in between the portals, which, since Vins was entirely focused on controlling portals, was actually really effective. They're going for the same strategy here, cutting the core right down the middle and just hoping to maneuver around Vins, because Vins is ruling the portals, which is typically how you want to approach this map.
Yeah, you've got to control the portals. Make sure your midfielder is in one of those at least, and the goalie is in the other one. Things can sometimes get a little awkward, though, with the speed, as we see Zay can cover that portal, but can end up whiffing a strike in that spot. Zay going to try to grab that one by going in and out of the portal again. Thunderstrike going to stop the core and give possession for the Fools, pushing onto the top side, though, but not a great push for them. Back into the portal, probably. Nope, Venz is going to grab it, though. Zay going to push on the bottom side with the Supernova. The barrage is going to be exactly what they need. Strike shot back into the hands of Zay. And they can get that one to Cardbox one more time. Maybe a Giga Blast goal here.
Yeah, PLX looking very strong here with the barrier advantage. And still with plenty of abilities to go here. But Benz and Coin looking to make something happen. The Firewall Sentry will come out. But still unrewarded with the barrier. Those Orb Dancer stacks are now maxed out for Coin, and that man is zooming every time the orbs get dropped on the board. Pineapple makes sure the barrier stays alive with the core flip, but it will be Cardbox taken out on the top wall by the Thunderstruck.
Yep, big power play here for the Fools once again, but Pineapple with maybe that quick strike is what's causing this barrier to hold. Not a bad angle there for the Fools, and we're going to have Zoro be able to defend that one away just fast enough. The Supernova's not big enough there, but the barrage, the last hit, is good enough to take this next set. Cardbox in the perfect position there with the cooldowns. They're going to take it here and grab an MVP first. First awakening here for Cardbox. Kai, looking at what? What are you thinking here? Prime time?
Well, not Monumentalist this time. Certainly, yeah, I think Primetime's the right play here with the Rapid Fire Vice right behind you. But, I mean, that's still a Stinger Vice that's going to get dropped here. Certainly that Reptile Remedy that Zay is picking up is going to help them stay alive in the face of that. Lots of Scaling Awakenings falling to Coin. We see stacks on stacks come up here, and Adrenaline Rush will get grabbed by Vins for more of that KO potential. It does seem to be playing into the Aimi kill combo a little bit. So yeah, I think that both of these teams got what they wanted from that draft. Not entirely sure if a winner can be declared in that draft, but a winner can be declared for the point. PLX snagging a very swift goal.
Yeah, I think that PLX might, if they want to ensure this victory here, turn Coin into a kill target. As like you said, a couple of Scaling Awakenings here would be knocked off on a kill. So we're going to send this on over here to the top side. We got triple threat here for the Fools. Going to easily defend that one away, but a nice switch sides is going to get a small 2v1 here, but Zoro survives the situation with some good striking angles and a cooldown or two. Send it. Oh, okay, Barrage is actually going to toast that power chord. Zay in the correct position there, right in front of the barriers to grab one. Again, in a great position into the portal. Zay making it happen with another barrier, a kill as well. And now it's going to be a power play here for PLX. Pineapple easily blocking that one away. Zay trying to make it happen once again. Could maybe see Pineapple move up with this flip, as Zoro's going to use their own, try to get a self-pass, but it's not going to work out here. Ven's using theirs defensively as well. Pineapple spending theirs, but there's going to be a miss, a whiff, but the barrage actually, with the correct angle through that portal, is going to land that goal. Really nice from Cardbox.
Yeah, we did get to see PLX finally claim their dominance over the portals in that point. And it really showed. I mean, the core was just being fed repeatedly to Zay and Cardbox up front, and Vin's was not really in a position to contest that at all. And just like you said, that KO onto Coin reset those stacks on stacks and Orb Dancer. It's going to take a little bit of time for Coin to rebuild those as the barriers fall for the Fools once more.
Yeah, Pineapple getting a nice defense there, keeping one more of their barriers. We're going to have to deal with Coin 1v1, but they do get it past the drum and bass. All right, eject button here from Zoro, making sure that they do not get scored on in this moment. Zay activating a couple of cooldowns here with the backup of Cardbox. Cooldowns are spent. Giga Blast almost gets it on in there. A strike shot into the hands of Cardbox, though. Power Chord is going to interrupt any of that aggression here. We got an ensnared drum to make sure that they win that situation, though. It's Zay going to win, but Zoro has a power chord exactly placed where they need to, and it's going to be Pineapple with nothing through the portal. Man, we see Venz with a great strike, possibly the speed of the 1-2 punch, getting it past Pineapple 2 seconds before overtime, and Fools showing up with a point where I did not think they had one.
Yeah, and if they can stay alive long enough, they will get to see those stacks on stacks come online for Coin, which could provide them the extra bit of pressure they need to close out the set. The core flip will come out, and Coin is looking low. A little bit scary there.
Yep, certainly the kill target here. 138 stacks showing up and only going to go up there. Once he rolls over to 150, it'll be pretty obvious how much faster they are. But switching their eyes to Zay, if they can get a power play, it'll ensure that Coin stays alive for sure, as he is going to use the dashing strike to win the situation against Pineapple's flip. Grab a final barrier here. Zay helping on the defense against Coin. Strike shot's going to be good to get it past. Once again to the hands of Cardbox, who is staggered. Zay going to get a little bit more offensive, but it's going to be a great flip again. A 1-2 punch flip from Venz. It's just too fast for Pineapple to work with here. And now we have the Fools grabbing another goal where I did not think they had one.
Yeah, well, I think that we can actually attribute that to some fantastic Gates of Obscura gameplay. The reason that Pineapple couldn't respond to that core flip is because they had to burn all of their cooldowns on Vin's repeatedly feeding the core to Coin through the portal. They had full control over the portals and full core control the entire time. They're going to be rewarded here again. Core flips coming out as Cardbox is staggered, Pineapple's dead, the Fools bringing the set back in a shocking turn of events.
Yeah, and man, and as you are finishing that sentence, we have Venz once again with a nice angle there to get it on through. And boy, the Fools have now come alive. It felt like PLX might have had something here, but the Fools making it happen. A Deadeye showing up. This could be what Venz is looking for here, especially with this 1-2 punch, but Hovering Catalyst, which is also completely fair, as it does literally everything in the game again. A couple denies here. No, it's just going to be a reverb here. Actually, it's fair. Totally fair to grab a little bit more stagger here. Zay showing up with 3 stagger perks. Now, that's some scaling that cannot be denied from getting killed off the map. More cooldown showing up for Coin, though. Chrono Boost for the Kai. Cardbox happy to have that one. Extra special is completely fair for Pineapple as well, but yeah, heavy impact for Zoro might spell destruction for PLX.
We have 3 Exodias in this game right now. Funny enough, we have Zay with 3 Stagger Awakenings. We have Coin with Orb Zodia, picked up the other Orb Awakening right there. And we have Zoro with Rapid Fire, Heavy Impact. Like, there is so many good builds that these players have. I don't know if the Stagger Zodia is going to do a whole lot against Stinger on Zoro. We see Zay forever. Stagger getting destroyed by these fast Vice Primaries. They're coming out every few seconds. Just absolutely disgusting CDR.
Yeah, Power Core doing a lot of damage, causing a lot of... Whoa, we see a double power play within a couple of seconds there as Venz helping with Coin to grab a couple of kills into the opposing goal. And that point's going to go in nice and easy as the 3v1 makes it happen. Coin, tons of stacks showing up, almost full stacks, got all the orbs that they need. And now PLX on the real back foot here are going to have to try to grab some kills or something because this is getting a little bit out of control.
Suddenly the Fools are looking really in control of this game. Honestly, I mean, we've said that it's surprising. I don't know if there's much more that can be said. The Fools keep showing us that they are on top here, bringing us to match and series point as the stacks on stacks come online for Coin. And, I mean, even though there's a slight energy advantage in favor of PLX here, it's probably going to take a little more than that and a few miracles to bring this game back.
We'll indeed see if those miracles can show up there, as we do have PLX putting a great pressure onto the side of the Fools, grabbing both barriers there. The Giga Blast is not going to work out. Strike shot to keep possession down to Zay, who actually gets the Death Touch right back into his own hands, though. We have a great Soren angle from Zoro, but nothing else except the Pendulum Swing is going to make that one happen. PLX... Okay, they have a little bit of a grasp of life here. One last breath to see if they can keep this set alive and keep this series in their own name.
Yeah, I love seeing Cardbox fly around with max buff duration and two haste awakenings. Very, very fun to see him zoom around. It won't keep him alive, but Pineapple will by interrupting the Oni's Blade right there. Very, very nice saving of the teammate. Will keep Cardbox on the table and allow PLX to put up a pressure here on the power play. PLX keeping themselves in the game for now. and actually finding a kill onto Coin as well, resetting all of those stacks.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need. Coin, nothing left. And now PLX has a good push top as they're going to have Zoro spend that flip to make it happen. Going to get stuffed by the barrage into the hands of Zay. Cardbox makes it happen with another strike. Coin going to try to put up an offensive push with Vens, but it's not really going to work out. PLX kind of on the front foot here. Going to have Coin get out of the play, missing the Aya Rush, and it's going to be a relatively easy strike there for Cardbox to make that one happen here. PLX, if they win this set, they might be able to turn this one around, and that'd be catastrophe for the Fools, who have looked so good this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams have brought back sets from the Knife's Edge this series. They are playing with their backs to the wall, but it seems like both PLX and the Fools are just able to squeeze things out when the pressure really builds. PLX making the plays here. Vince's Firewall Sentry will make sure that the goal doesn't float in, but Cardbox waiting with another flip. Takes another shot, takes the set! PLX stays alive in the face of so much damage, so much pressure. They make it happen.
That was pretty incredible. I think Cardbox might actually have been dead there, but the core might have... I think the core drifted into the Oni's blade, allowing them a second to do something, that of which spamming evade, giving them the flip, giving them the angle. And that was kind of insane if PLX can really bring this one back here. Now the Awakenings are showing up Rampage onto Zay, and they are basically immortal with this build. This Rampage could go actually insane, as they are... As long as they don't get knocked off this map, they are not dying under any situation. Hotshot Vice giving even more cooldown reduction, infinite power chords. Coin getting specialized training there, a little bit more damage. Ven's happy to grab Unstoppable. Size for Pineapple there, and Cardbox with the Twin Drive to go with that Chrono Boost could be big, as the Supernova is going to overlay and actually just get evaded away. PLX might just be in the driver's seat for this rest of this game.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Rampage pickup onto Zay gives them a lot of hope here. They will not have to fight nearly as hard to stay in the game here, and they score the first point of the set in just 25 seconds.
Yeah, so it's like Kai, definitely a midfield player, but once they have cooldowns, this is your brawler, this is your forward player. Kai going on in there with the barrage, making it super difficult for everyone to defend. Barrage doing such a great job, though. Now going to get a top side push here, going to use that ensnare jump, but too many strikes are going to break that easily, but they do end up saving one barrier, which is all you could ever hope for. Down to Coin, who's in a great spot. A flip from Pineapple is going to keep this barrier alive for how long, though? Cardbox going to have to get involved, but going to use it herself as the outlet instead. Zoro blasting the Supernova. Cardbox at just about nothing here. Can they get the flip from Zoro? They do at least grab a barrier for themselves as well. Getting knocked into the portal, though. Coin, disaster, spending their flip to get basically nothing off of it here. PLX is going to have to fight their way back as they have no barriers left.
Yeah, it's looking very scary, and Cardbox and Zay having pretty much full control over those portals, getting that extra passing lane to one another. Vin's cutting it off there with the Firewall Sentry, and the core is going to go wide. We're in for a bit of a long one as overtime comes in, but actually, Caster's Curse, the core floats in from, I believe that was just a strike from Coin, and I guess they didn't have a strike up in the top corner of the goal box, but Fools managed to find a goal.
Indeed, they do, as Cardbox is once again going to push onto the top side. They're playing forward with that barrage, but a great defense here from Zoro is going to save both of their barriers, getting more damage onto the opponents here. PLX looking a little bit weak as the power chords just continue to show up. Infinite cooldown here for Zoro, but a kill for the Fools. It's going to be Cardbox on out of there, but Zay feeling themselves here with a little bit of extra speed driven by Mako. It's going to grab a barrier for themselves on this power play. Again, relatively immortal, but still kind of losing a good amount of health here as they're going to get another topside push, but they're going to find a kill on Cardbox once again, and it's going to be Zay alone once more. Pineapple looking a little bit weak. Coin might opt for a little bit of okeying here as Zay's going to try their best to keep possession once more.
Yeah, they are punished for that Oki, though. Mako, no stranger to dealing damage and punishing brawlers that get up in her face. And even though the recovery drone will be popped there, Coin is also put in the penalty box for a chunk of time, and PLX are back on the offense.
Yeah, I think Zay was looking for some sort of defense there, but ended up own barriering. Either way, though, we get the ensnare jump here. Power play once again for the Fools. Cardbox has been dead 3 or 4 times this round alone. They're going to send it right on through the portal to get some teamwork coordination. Pineapple going to defend that one away, but Vens with the freaking cyber swipe with the explosive entrance. A little bit of extra range power from the 1-2 punch. Not savable there from Pineapple. And now the Fools being down 0-1 in the set. Actually, yeah. The Fools being down in the set are now coming back. They're bringing it back here on their match point.
I regret to inform you that my game has crashed once more. But...
It's okay. It's all good. Everything's fine as PLX gets a point 2-2 now. Last stock, last hit. If this were Smash, that's what I would say, but it's going to be the last point, last set, because we are playing Strikers instead. We do see Coin, though, lost basically all of their stacks. Sorry, I could have streamed, but it's all good. Thank you, Saya, for covering that one. Vens once more getting on in there, a couple strikes away from this flip. Coin spends theirs, doesn't get much more than 1 barrier, though. Zoro is actually going to try to get a flip for themselves there. 1 barrier for the side of PLX, 2 barriers for the side of PLX. Pineapple, the only one with flip here, blasting the Supernova just for defense. They losing an entire health bar, not really sure how. Finally gets the flip out of Zoro. Can PLX finally finish the one from the top side?
Yeah, no, PLX looking to close this out with strength. And those Rampage stacks are going to just give Zay so much strike range, going to be able to grab the core from essentially anywhere. And we'll close out the set, the match, the series. PLX, I mean, what a back and forth series that so many times we saw both of these teams on the back foot, and both of them just got to bring it back with flying colors. This is a fascinating stat line here. Give me some analysis on this.
Go ahead. You want to be take a look at these redirects, or what?
Yeah, I'm eyeing the redirects. Zoro with 276 and 105 saves, certainly putting in a brunt of the defensive work there, but also 54,000 damage. Someone do something about this Vice character, like. That's absolute insanity. And Zay, actually, as the forward of PLX, grabbing over 230 redirects from that match. I mean, just like everyone that you wouldn't expect to have been the ones touching the core a lot of the time, the midfielders left out in the cold, and it's just Zoro and Zay. It looks like they were just ping-ponging, I guess, for that whole match.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, right at the end of the game, I did get a chance to see that Zay ended up having 7 Rampage stacks right at the end there, and that is a ton. That is a ton of, what did I say, 7 redirects, so it's 7.5% size. So
yeah,
49 plus
40,
what did you get? 53, 52 plus 5%.
57.5.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
That's an insane amount of size for one awakening, and that's the value that it provides sometimes, especially when you get 3 stagger awakenings. And yeah, again, like you said, we have a lot of redirects here as well onto Zay. Most of the team, we saw Cardbox dying a bunch there, but Zay doing a great job of solo holding. In fact, solo grabbing a couple of barriers too, and it was enough. I mean, Cardbox was dead like. There was a point where he was dead like 4 times. And
Yeah.
they held, and I don't remember exactly if they got the point, but maybe they did. Either way, we saw Zay holding for a really long time and doing a great job, and a well-deserved victory there for PLX. What else is there to say?
Yeah, I definitely think they were showing their drafting prowess for the entirety of that series, and it finally paid off in that last game. Them getting Zay, just that incredibly good build, it was really what put the nail in the coffin for the Fools. Yeah, that was a crazy fun series. Fun series.
Lots of excitement there, absolutely. Man, that was super sick here. Are we going to a break? Indeed, we are going to be going to a short break, though. Guys, you better stay tuned because the next match showing up is going to be one of my favorites here. We got Plink Plonk against Doggo Dog. Cloak, anything you want to say to these people before we head on out for a moment?
Just see you shortly. That's all I have to say.
Welcome back, everybody, to NASA Season 4, Week 5. Just a few moments ago there, we saw PLX take on the Fools and actually come out with a win there. But now we got something pretty exciting for you, exciting for me. We got Plink Plonk against Doggo.Dog. We're loading up the game in just a moment here. Cloak Oak, do you have any predictions on this game? I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gates at the very least, Gates is an interesting map for Plink Plonk because Moffin's typical goalie picks are like none of them are heavily favored here at all. We already see him booting up the Finny pick for this particular match, which I believe is what he typically runs on this map. Certainly always puts them at a bit of a disadvantage here, especially with the Asher being locked in, or is that a Vice or an IME goalie? I'm actually not entirely sure who the goalie is for Doggo.Dog. It does look like Big Jeep will be locking in the IME. So yeah, the goalie draft difference is always a little interesting on this map for Plink Plonk.
Yeah, and they definitely are very familiar with Moffin Curry playing this Finny here, and I hope that their bans and picks have maybe gone in the direction of making that decision pretty much as they have locked this team here. Vice on the midfield, a little bit less common these days as Vice is usually taken in the goalie spot, but Sloopin, no stranger here to playing that Vice. Get the Firewall Sentry for a little bit extra defense here, though. We do have open goal for the side of Doggo.Dog. They're going to have to get a little bit of offense here, but unfortunately, Sloopin's the one who's going to be going down here on the side of the map here. Logan with a death touch, but not the angle exactly they're looking for. Big Jeep getting in the way. Once again, stalling out the ball a little bit here. Moffin Curry going to be missing that strike shot there. Nice power chord to interrupt just Logan's dribble there. Not too much more happening here. J-Dog approaching here with the flip, but it's actually going to be a goal there for Plink. Yeah, Jeep kind of dying there, although we had the Supernova from Sloopin, probably not helping the ball all that much. Either way, hey, Plink Plonk taking the first point here, but this game isn't over yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're just getting started here on point one, and I mean, that's about as good of a start as Plink Plonk could have hoped for. No barriers lost. In fact, that one that they just lost right there is the first one of Moffin Cooey's barriers that has been touched. We can criticize the Finny goalie pick, but Moffin somehow finds a way.
Moffin finds a way indeed. Nice Soren angle there from Big Jeep. Has been working on that for a while, and it always pays off as it is just a good option. But that one is not going to seem to work out as the bounce unfavorable right on into that blob there. J-Dog happy to put that one in. Grabbing a point there for Plink Plonk, and Doggo.Dog a little bit on the back foot here. But, you know, this game isn't over yet, guys.
Yeah, an interesting gear pick as well from Sloopin on Doggo.Dog. Opting for the Siphoning Wand. Uncommon that we see midfielders off of Mobility Awakenings because it's so valuable to have that speed advantage in the midfield, but it looks like they're able to make it work here. Feeds the core perfectly to Switch, who will stuff it on through Moffin and grab a goal for Doggo.Dog.
Yes, sir. They're going to have to keep that one going if they want to stay in this game here. The Asher pick is definitely a little bit interesting here. I mean, Asher in general, good on this map, but with this comp is a little... I'm not entirely sure about it, but I'd like to see a little bit more here about that one, as we're going to have Just Logan get that nice pendulum swing on in there to grab that barrier. J-Dog with the flip. In fact, he uses it right there. Nice angle to get it past Big Jeep, who has nothing left but these 2 feet here. Sloopin not opting to flip there, confident to win the strike war there against Just Logan. Big Jeep now once again into the portal, but nobody there to help it on through. Back to Switch. Sloopin to Switch here. Gonna have that Thunder Strike, but not too much off of it again. Big Jeep kind of 1v1 here with Logan, but a really long-range Death Touch is actually not going to be too effective in that situation. The Supernova gonna blast on off here. J-Dog has become the kill target now, but Big Jeep once again kind of 1v1 here with Logan. And it looks like the Glitch Pop is not gonna land. Good patience from Logan. They're gonna land that one on the bottom side and take the first set, and I'm crying a little bit on the inside.
But hey, even though they got that first set, this game is not over yet.
Oh, facts.
Locking in first draft here. That 1-2 punch But we headed over to J-Dog. Nasty, nasty core speed as always. J-Dog actually the only one to lock in prime time from the starting Awakenings, which is a little fascinating. We do also have Stinger on the board. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we see Sloopin opt for here. But goes instead for the Deadeye. A nice denial away from Moffin's Finny. You definitely don't want to give Finny Deadeye. So yeah, overall, pretty run-of-the-mill draft.
Yeah, pretty run-of-the-mill indeed. J-Dog getting 1-2 punch, though, might make things a little bit awkward here, as the core speed is certainly going to be playing a factor, as Amy is not as mobile as it feels like. Of course, she does have that cyber swipe, but she's trying to use that for offense on every situation, though, so you kind of end up in like a Luna-esque scenario where Amy's kind of just walking around with nothing left on defense. Going to be a hook and a blob there from the side of Plink is going to land that final barrier there. Big Jeep going to have to make something happen here, as Logan is become the kill target, but they can't seem to finish him off here just yet. The blob is actually going to whiff Big Jeep. It kind of got the grace of God behind him. But man, it seems that, you know, Sloopin does have this wand, this Deadeye, but they can't seem to make the kills happen just yet, though Logan, weak, but not gone yet.
Yeah, I mean, Logan, the fact that they aren't able to finish him off is just such a problem, because those cooldowns didn't, like, those were used on Logan, and the fact that they weren't rewarded with the KO there, and then he basically just got a free shot with no cooldowns on the enemy team, that was a very high-cost play to not pay off there for Doggo.Dog.
Yeah, and now that I look at the pick bans here, I can... Oh, geez. Okay, close call here from Doggo.Dog. End up saving it, though, with some nice defense there. I'm looking at the pick bans here, and we do see that Zen and Kazan were both banned, and we did have the Rasmus pick for just Logan. A lack of brawlers just left in the pool in general that you might end up picking here, so that's maybe why we see the Asher as well. Because Asher's not nearly as good as those characters for securing kills, but good at getting barriers on this map, so kind of a minor jack-of-all-trades here. Yapping away there as Plink Plunk does land that one in there with the pendulum swing, though. And Doggo.Dog, you know, the game's not over yet, right?
The game is not over yet at all. And, I mean, just like you said, it does seem like Doggo.Dog are going for a little bit more of a kill comp. Switch, not able to contribute to that quite yet, because you kind of really need to build up some speed on Asher so that she can float back and take advantage of how disgustingly overpowered her primary is when she's on her side of the field. And you can grab a lot of kills with that. So I'm sure that as the Awakening drafts roll out, Switch is going to be looking to pick up some of those speed Awakenings, and that is going to be a big spike in the kill potential of Doggo's comp.
I totally agree with that one there, as we're going to have almost both of the barriers going down here for the side of Plink Plonk. A little Blobbo, actually a friend Fling there, is going to not secure the barrier. Good defense there from Big Jeep, though, but now Logan approaching with a lot of cooldowns, all the cooldowns. In fact, Death's Touch coming in there with the help of a blob. The Glitch Pop is not going to be able to block that one away. Just a onslaught of cooldowns and one Amy and a Dream, but it's going to be Plink Plonk to take a current 3-0 in that set, and it's going to be Logan grabbing their first Awakening.
Yeah, and we didn't even get to see J-Dog in full-fledged overtime Juno mode. I don't think any of those points went into overtime, giving any sort of red core speed. But there's definitely going to be some red cores coming out as Hot Shot falls to J-Dog as well. That's about as good as you can hope for as Juno. And there is a Speed Awakening that falls all the way back to Switch here. That is exactly what they want to see here. If they can build up those stacks, stay alive, Switch is going to be able to really turn the tide of this battle, potentially, for Doggo.
Yeah, we could see that Doggo.Dog has certainly opted for the kill comp continuation here with those Awakenings, opting to grab Reverb over denying core control. But actually, it's going to be Sloopin that is going to be slain with the pendulum swing. Logan just in the right place at the right time there. Now we have this power play, which is going to be a little bit rough here for Doggo.Dog, although they are holding quite nicely here with no barriers left, but no barriers gained as well. Pass Splitter going to come in here but not do too much work. Big Jeep going to have to use a couple of cooldowns. Switch in a great position here with the barrier beam. Is going to land a double barrier, which is just what they need to bring this one back here. Switch is going to approach from the top lane, swooping on the bottom. Big Jeep saving that portal. The blob going to block as well, but nothing left. Cyber Swipe a little bit too late. Lots of startup on that move. And good control there from Plink is going to land them another one.
Yeah, in addition to, losing the point there, it's about as bad as it could have gone for Doggo.Dog because the recovery drone got popped very early, not even saving too many stacks for Switch because the set just hasn't been happening for that long, and Sloopin lost a prize fighter stack. I mean, it really does look like Plink are running this match. Doggo.Dog are really struggling to find their footing.
Yeah, J-Dog has a whole lot of force speed right now, which is making things a little bit difficult, grabbing barriers where they maybe shouldn't have, but Logan with the great offensive pressure here and a lot of health already, even with just these two awakenings here, is going to make that one happen now. Now we got match point here for Plink Plonk. Doggo.Dog maybe, I don't know, going to have to adjust their strategy just a little bit here as we get the Firewall Sentry going to push to the bottom side. J-Dog going to flip it on out of there. Jeep defending nicely, but Switch dies once more off the side of the screen there. Not staggered, just falling off of the board. Big Jeep is going to try to hold by themselves. Sloopin using the Supernova to negate all the knockback given. Logan keeping possession of this ball. Thunderstrike going to stop it in place. Now Doggo.Dog have to fight back here as Sloopin is at just about nothing. Going to grab that orb, though, successfully against Logan and keep themselves in this game.
Yeah, it really does seem like there's just not enough mobility from the side of Doggo.Dog here. They are going to need a big set of plays and miracles here to bring this back. Because there's a lot more control on the field, and that KO might be what they need. Switch manages to snag one on the bottom of the field, but Logan with a strike will close out the game.
Dang. That death touch was placed quite well. Big Jeep reacted to it, but the the glitch pop was not enough to really play around it there, as it's just going to be going up a little bit too fast. Nonetheless, we do have Plink Plonk pretty dominantly taking that first game in 11 minutes here. Not too many kills, though. In fact, the quote-unquote kill comp that I was hoping to see from Doggo.Dog seems to only have achieved 1 kill from the side. On the other side, Plink Plonk has 4 kills here, and it is a minor catastrophe. Seeing Switch fall off the map a few times, he's Sloopin as well. But some minor adjustments are in order and will be made here as we're going to be going to, what do we got here? Atlas Lab as the next pick, and talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, so the adjustments that definitely need to be made, right? Doggo.Dog needs to have mobility in the midfield. That's like really what caused them some problems, because if you want to capitalize on a Finny goalie, you need to get the core up in the face of the Finny goalie, and they weren't able to do that because Sloopin didn't have any mobility awakenings, and Vice isn't exactly known for having a whole lot of mobility. Switch, playing Asher, one of the slowest characters in the game, didn't even have any speed awakenings until that very last set, and by then it was just too late. So they need to get some different picks in the midfield so that they are moving around a little bit more and have more influence. And they need to deny away some of the strong midfield presence that Plink Plonk has. Maybe getting J-Dog off of that comfort pick of Juno. I think that all of that is going to be important stuff moving into match 2 here.
I could definitely agree with that. Doggo.Dog opted to go a little bit more kill that game, but didn't seem to work out. But maybe the adjustment here is to play some fat core control. Maybe grabbing some Kai midfield here, maybe an Estelle to show up for this Atlas Lab, as there's a lot of great versatile picks here. The Brawlers, we probably, I wonder if we'll be seeing a similar Zen Kazan ban as we just did a moment ago. Not impossible, but I would say that hopefully we don't see Switch get kind of left on that Asher again. Maybe play something a little bit more meta-based. I mean, if they leave everything open, they do have a chance to get something like maybe the Rasmus if the opponents opt to go the route of banning something like Zen and trying to grab Kazan themselves. But I think that you're probably right on the mobility front there. Maybe these slick kicks could work out. Maybe a now pick for Sloopin could show up here, but we will see in just a moment.
Yeah, I'm
Just
not entirely familiar with Sloopin's character pool, but it does look like they have a Now and Era as well as a Juno. I'm just now remembering that Sloopin is a bit of a Juno main. And so it's entirely possible that maybe we get a pick ban here for Dog. They do have first pick here, and actually on stream it's showing up as Clarion Test Chamber being the map that we're about to go to. Uh, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
do
if
see that as well. Believe that
yeah.
was the
I maybe
third
maybe
map.
we're going to Clarion. I'm fine with that too.
I mean,
Kind of
same.
a similar map to Atlas Lab actually. Oh, okay, the visual's wrong. It is Atlas Lab. We're going to Atlas Lab. Monumentalist start, so no surprises here that Plink Plonk will opt to ban the Now away. But it is a Reptile Remedy start as well, so good luck to anybody who's trying to pull off a KO comp in this match. There's going to be a lot of healing to go around, even with Now off the table.
Yeah, true. Now definitely gone there. We see the Monumentalist, of course, showing up. Plink Plonk familiar with that one. We're going to have Switch grabbing that Rasmus for sure, which is a solid pick there for them. You're not going to opt to go kill, as you said. Reptile Remedy is just too strong of a defensive perk. But we'll see what the side of Plink Plonk can pick here. The Juno has remained open once again. J-Dog most likely opting to grab that Juno there. Moffin Kui, I'm not really sure all of the goalies that they play. Definitely a Finny main in my eyes. Maybe you could enlighten me a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, so Moffin has like three goalie picks that he's known for, in my opinion. The Finney is definitely one of them, but also has Rasmus goalie and Kazan goalie are probably the two other prominent ones. So three very off meta goalie picks, the Rasmus being the closest to a normal pick. But the Kazan and the Finney are the favored picks among those. Very unconventional player, but very fun to watch cook. Because I mean, nobody plays goalie like a Moffin Kui.
Fair. And we do have a pretty much exactly what I had mentioned before. Some fat core control coming in for Doggo.Dog. We got Kai goalie going to be flying on in there with, well, I guess eject button isn't the main deck for Kai's anymore. In fact, you could take any one of the three other, not really three. I mean, we're going to take Pauldrons, but anything else, it's totally fair on Kai, fair game. But we have Estelle, midfield, totally great there. Lots of core control now, and no more kill here for Doggo.Dog. Maybe a couple of knock off the map kills from these side streets. We'll see it happen, but just Logan happy to grab that Zentaro though. Gonna be an uphill battle here. I think it's this certainly is this Asher goalie here from Moffin Kui though.
Yeah, and we actually got to see the debut of the Asher goalie, I believe, for Moffin. I think it was last week, maybe, or a couple weeks ago. It wasn't too long ago we got to see Moffin experiment around with the Asher, and it was on Atlas Lab as well. It was on Atlas Lab, and it was a game that did not end well for Plink Plonk. It was evident that Moffin is still picking up the character, but there's been a lot of time in between when we last saw that. I'm looking forward to seeing how much Moffin has improved on the pick.
Fair, and we will certainly see it now. There's no better place to get that experience than in tournament, although it is a little bit sketchy sometimes. Either way, we'll get those reactions and those abilities underway in just a minute here. As Moffin Kui is going to debut, maybe a little second debut here. See if they have leveled up just a little bit as we're loading on into this game. Again, a lot of comfort picks coming in here from Doggo.Dog, that's for sure. And again, Moffin Kui seems to be the only one slightly off of their rocker right now. But Atlas Lab, totally fair game here. Nothing weird about this map. You've played it 6,000 times. You've seen it 6,000 times, and you're going to see it 6,001. Actually, man, season's not over. You're going to see 7,000 times, in fact, as we're loading in here.
Yeah, one of the big three maps. Usually people like to leave it on the table just because everybody's comfortable with it. And yeah, everyone locking in Reptile Remedy. I think that's probably a smart move here. KOs are going to be few and far between, but I'm sure that we'll still see plenty in those weird little moments that tend to happen on Atlas Lab.
Yeah, the Atlas center black hole here definitely doing about a third of your health or so. I actually still don't remember if it is percentage based or not, but gonna push here from the bottom side here. Sloopin gets a piercing shot, but it's not gonna get through the side of Asher. J-Dog not quick enough to react to Switch, who gets it from the top side here. Crystal Thorn's not gonna be enough, but up to Switch right through the middle there. That's the kind of core control we're looking for here. Really great coordination. The passing plays are what we need to defeat the enemy team here. Plink Plonk. Dog taking the first point. Good job.
Yeah, and we are seeing Doggo.Dog going for that enhanced mobility that I was hoping that they'd go for. They have Big Jeep on the Kai goalie, able to run up and kind of play third forward. Just Logan actually finding a kill right there. Weird things happen, but Switch grabs the double barrier on the reverse power play, and Doggo.Dog still looking fine here with one barrier up.
Absolutely great from Switch to capitalize off that positioning there. A little bit of a backpass to Sloopin, switching spots once again, but actually a little bit of miscommunication is going to cause the end of their own barrier. Switch gets the ball away from the strike with Friends Blob. A flip, a great redirect, but not great enough. The angle slightly off from just Logan. Not going to land that one into the middle. Is going to spawn in just a moment here, not interrupting the play all that much. A passing play, not going to happen there. Big Jeep sniffing out that just Logan is ready to grab it. Switch tries to get on in there with the whiplash. Not going to be fast enough. A flip gets stuffed by the slice and dice, and Sloopin is not fast enough to grab it. Just Logan taking the point there for Plink Plonk in a pretty efficient fashion.
Yeah, I think this is really going to be a game of defenses. Like, the barrier advantage is going to play a big role here. Just because... And at the very least, for the side of Plink Plonk, like, Asher does so much better defending barriers than the open net. She's so good at holding down those corner pushes that happen a lot on Atlas Lab. Big Jeep may be a little more comfortable with letting the barriers fall down. Obviously, you don't want to, but it happens. But it will be Moffin's barriers falling down here as Switch and Sloopin looking to put another goal in the net.
That they are. Center going to spawn in just a moment again. Sloopin happy to pop it as they're going to have possession in just a moment here. A couple of cooldowns. Big Jeep is going to survive. The Blob does not get there in time, which could have spelled disaster. Sloopin going to try to get it past the path splitter here, though. A piercing strike, but the bewitching beam, the barrier beam is actually going to be enough to block that one away. Possession once again for Doggo.Dog on the top side here. The Blobs in overtime causing red core. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? Switch, possession here. The piercing shot, not the perfect angle, but the strike shot's going to block it either way. Moffin Curry has this flip to defend it here. If they can get it past Moffin Curry, that's exactly what they're looking for here with maybe a passing play or two.
Yeah, I will say Rasmus playing into Asher is a pretty good matchup for Doggo.Dog. Switch is going to get a lot of opportunities here because most of Rasmus's setups take place outside of Asher's range of effectiveness. We see here, I mean, Switch is able to just dive in there, dribble, and grab a swift goal, and there's just not much that Moffin can do. Because Asher is such a slow character. Once you have those abilities burned, you're not catching up to a Rasmus.
Yeah, fair. Whiplash giving you speed exactly when you need it is quite strong. That's probably why we see a lot of the Ashers taking strike shot to try to make up for some of that lack of movement. But we're going to get double barrier here for Doggo.Dog. In fact, going to lose both of theirs in the process, though. Going to be open goal on both sides of the team here. A Blob is going to be a difficult situation, but Sloopin's got your back there. Big Jeep, Logan trying to get it in themselves. Slice and Dice going to keep possession once again. Dashing strikes not going to work out. Switch has the flip, going to approach it here. Sloopin going to try to help it on through Giga Blast. Not going to be enough to get it past the Blobs. A flip from J-Dog, going to move up, then down, but it's actually going to be an up shot there from J-Dog. Looks like Big Jeep tried to get a little bit of a mix in there, but J-Dog was sniffing that one out, and he actually gets that goal here, 2-2.
Yeah, and a slight energy advantage falling over to Plink Plonk. Just Logan about to have Core Flip come online, and that valuable goalie flip for Moffin. Another tool in the Asher goal box, but it is going to be used right there to clear and snag a barrier away from Doggo.Dog at the price of Moffin's own barrier.
Yeah, Switch with a great Death's Touch there, was totally in tune on where they needed to put that one. Logan doing a really long-range flip self-pass there, almost worked out fantastically to grab that barrier. Okay, we're going to have the barrage up just in time to deal with that extra blob. J-Dog's throwing all over the place here. Switch getting involved, Sloopin switching positions just for a moment there. Switch winning a situation against the jump from J-Dog. Sloopin's going to try to get the ball to Switch one more time, but actually a solid defense here from Logan and J-Dog as well to make it so that Doggo.Dog does not have the possession they're looking for here. Big Jeep's probably going to have to get a little bit more involved, but he does spend that flip defensively, and that's not what they were looking for. But the teamwork from the piercing shot. Sloopin's going to grab that one, and hey, Doggo.Dog taking a set, dude. I'm visualizing greatness.
Yeah, I mean, it's showing that they have a lot more midfield presence here, right? No longer are J-Dog and Logan just allowed to run circles around them with Juno jumps and whiplashes and whatnot. Now, it's those mobility characters, high mobility characters, that are showing up on both sides of the field, and so we get to actually see some real contention there. This draft is, I mean, fascinating. We do see Team Player go over to Moffin, nice core speed buff. But, I mean, other than that, just orbs on the Kai, and nothing else of interest. Maybe interested by the prize fighter pickup on just Logan. I don't know how many kills you're going to be finding here with everybody having Reptile Remedy, but who knows? Who knows? Stranger things have happened.
Absolutely. I really also like the Chrono Boost pick from Switch. It seems that every time that they need this whiplash, it's just enough speed, but with even more, you can cover a lot more situations, as we can see right there. Getting a little bit of extra speed to make it happen there, plus the slick kicks, actually a force to be reckoned with. So we're going to have a bottom push here on open barrier here. Doggo.Dog happy to try to get this open barrier push here through some of these blobos. They are going to manage to save at least one of these barriers, but it's going to be a tough situation with no barrage. Yeah, Jeep kind of sends it right into the blob, but we see how fast Switch is with that Chrono Boost, almost making it happen. The Death Touch not actually up. Switch might have been able to make it happen here, but Sloopin approaching here with the flip, trying to get an offensive push here. You do not want to use this defensively, but they might have to. We'll have to see how much pressure Plink Plonk can put up right now.
Yeah, Blink Plonk clearly able to put up plenty of pressure. Right as we hit overtime, J-Dog's Blobo is going to send it straight into the top of Big Jeep Skullbox. Not going to have enough speed to catch that.
Indeed, not enough speed at all. The question is, why do the Blobs red core in overtime? I'm not the creator of this game, but who knows? Either way, one barrier down for Doggo.Dog. Big Jeep warping on a flip here. Sloopin, no energy left, going to take the goal barrier with the goal box just for a moment here. Moth Kui deciding to destroy the black hole to try to maintain some possession here. Jeep deciding to flip in that situation, not trying to deal with the Oni's blade. A lot of energy, though, onto the side of Plink Plonk, and Doggo.Dog has none. J-Dog with a long-range flip doesn't seem to get too much off of it here. The Death's Touch, again, doesn't deal too much. Trying to get the barrier here, but a good defense from Plink Plonk is going to keep them alive.
Yeah, Plink Plonk is looking strong here for once. Moffin, I say for once. They've been looking strong this whole series, but on this map, Moffin finally keeping the barriers up alive, and I mean, they're holding it down for now, as just Logan and J-Dog are looking to put another goal in the net. 1 point on the board already and looking to grab a second here. And they find it.
That they do. Big Jeep stepping up with that blazing pace to see if they can win a strike war against Logan maybe before a strike comes up through an ability, but going to lose that situation. Now we have a set point here for Plink Plonk. Switch going to try to push it onto the top side there. The Blob's going to make things difficult, not going to be able to pass down. Once again, passing up to the team, going to grab one of the barriers here. Doggo.Dog have a solid push. It's going to get nullified just a little bit here from the defense of Plink. Both teams, one barrier left here, no flips on board, kind of a fair game going on here. Switch trying to approach pretty hard here with this whiplash. The pendulum swing does not seem to land. Moffin Kui, again, the Asher looking pretty good now, not gonna lie. Death's Touch almost has that barrier there with the ball, but the angle was not what they were looking for here, and it's just gonna be kind of a stalemate for a moment.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about Moffin quite a bit on the defense. Big Jeep's doing fantastic. They've actually been having like a lot of really nice dribble plays to stall and try to get Logan and J-Dog out of position. Unfortunately, J-Dog is going to set up Logan quite nicely there with the core flip. Logan will sacrifice his life for the goal and the set.
That they do, and they're also going to make themselves the MVP here as they grab a little bit more experience. And everyone else on the team, now we have Zentaro with whatever they want. Peak performance, bulk up, quick strike. A lot of really powerful things on this board. Yeah, quick strike is kind of one of the all-encompassing perks here. Again, we have Tay-Dog grabbing Hot Shot with that prime time. Super happy to see that for them. Stacks on stacks for Switch. The speed has definitely been a factor here. Reverb for Estelle is fair. Nothing too crazy there. Does synergize nicely with the Reptile Remedy, though. Big Jeep extra special. A lot of Giga Blast are going to be coming out here, especially with that Orb Ponderer. Often could be getting a little bit more speed again, synergizing nicely with the Reptile Remedy. And I would say that in general, this was a solid draft for both teams.
Yeah, I actually think that the speed on Moffin is going to play a big role here for the defense of Plink Plonk. Moffin has been just a little bit too slow to respond to what Slitch and Sloopin have been able to do with the core. And so I think now being able to move around those barriers quite a bit faster is going to be big news for Moffin, and I won't be surprised if we see the barriers of Plink Plonk staying up significantly longer in this set.
It's truly possible here, and that would dispel disaster for Doggo.Dog, as they are having a relatively difficult time getting the barriers in general, as it seems that the defense from Plink Plonk has just like leveled up between set 1 and set 2, and now we're entering set 3 here, and they are maintaining that kind of defense. It's going to be maybe something from Estelle, kind of a gameplay here, switch from maybe setting up Estelle for barriers instead of simply pushing in with the pendulum swing, especially if later in the game an Unstoppable shows up. Now that would be the worst for Doggo.Dog.
Yeah, it's fascinating that we keep seeing this Estelle Rasmus comp show up. I've been seeing it a lot in Nassel as well. I don't remember who's been running it, but like it's just been showing up kind of everywhere. Definitely seems to be a very, very strong core control comp that can also kind of flex into damage. But yeah, does seem like it can be punished very strongly by that Unstoppable pickup if it shows up. J-Dog will be punishing the defense of Big Jeep right there with the rainfall of Blabos from up above.
Yeah, the Make It Rain is definitely going to play a huge factor in there, as they covered almost all of the clears there and even had a friend fling on the way there to block the bottom pass as well. Sloopin trying to win this situation against Moffin Kui, but actually the flip is going to be really great angle. They get it right to Logan. Going to grab a barrier here. Sloopin left to try to get this, but too many cooldowns. It's going to make it so Doggo.Dog ends up losing both of their barriers again. The blob makes things difficult once more. The flip from just Logan. A really awkward angle, though, all the way in the corner. 600 blobs. They do weather that storm, though, once again. Sloopin to switch, see if they can get it past Moffin Curry one more time, and they do end up getting it. Big Jeep does not let the ball leave his hands, though, but kind of high in on the top side here. A little scary, but unfortunately, Switch is going to get slain off the map there from the side of Plink Plonk. It's going to be a strong power play here. Big Jeep was a nice Soren angle, though. Yeah, it's going to be good, too. Great defense here, and as you were saying before, we should be looking at Big Jeep maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, these dribble plays are absolutely fantastic. And, I mean, Kai, no stranger to keeping the goal alive in the goalie box.
Oh,
will not be able to slice away that eye rush, though. The Giga Blast will fall just short. But, I mean, certainly the defense is not looking shabby on Big Jeep's end. It's just a matter of being able to actually convert the pressure. Because, I mean, there's only so long that Big Jeep can make that hold for. And Switch and Sloopin need to keep possession for just a little bit longer on the side of Plink Plonk if they want to bring home the set in the game.
Yeah, maintaining possession is definitely the name of the game here. And that last little point looks like a minor miscommunication there from Sloopin and Big Jeep. It looked like Sloopin was going to do a dribble into Big Jeep on the bottom side there so they could retake some sort of positioning forward. But no problem there as we're working on this next point here. Doggo.Dog trying to get it out of the corner here. J-Dog, Moffin, all three players on Plink Plonk have flip right now. This could be a really difficult spot as they're going to have to just put up just enough pressure to get some of these flips on out of here. but the blobs are actually going to be the ones putting on the pressure here. Logan spending their flip, getting nothing off of it. That's what you want to see. If you're Doggo.Dog, try to get this passing play up to switch. The Death's Touch is not going to make it work out here. Moffin Kui easily blocking that one away. The Slice and Dice going to lose to the barrage. Big Jeep weathering the storm once again, spending the strike and not going to get anything but a lost barrier here. A flip from Moffin Kui. It's stuff from Sloopin. This could be what Doggo.Dog was looking for. If they win this point against the 3 flips, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, they could completely reverse the energy advantage that's happening right now, but they will still have to make it through J-Dog's flip that's still on the board. Switch with the Death Touch, unable to find the goal because Moffin Kui is just too fast now, and the goal will go wide as J-Dog's core speed will send it into the top corner of Big Jeep's net.
Ah, damn it. J-Dog did end up flipping in there, whiffing at some point, but this hot shot that they have picked up a little bit earlier, though, is going to make things nearly impossible to block as the ball is going to be just so damn fast. Big Jeep had a chance to hit that there, but a slightly awkward angle. The speed of the ball making things weird. 1-2 punch. If you wanted even more core speed, well, there it is. J-Dog is becoming a true threat.
Looking familiar here. Primetime hot shot, 1-2 punch.
Last game.
If memory serves, they had all 3 of those last game as well.
Yeah, it's going to be rough here as this core speed is going to make things happen there. We're going to have aerials on Kai foregoing explosive entrance, letting Just Logan do 12% more damage per hit instead of getting range. I think aerials is actually a solid pick for that situation, though, as kills aren't really being exchanged here, but barriers certainly are, as Doggo.Dog is going to lose both of their barriers here. Going to try to keep possession on the bottom side, though. All right, we have a cooldown there spent from Moffin Kui. Actually, Switch is going to be in the right position to grab that last barrier here. J-Dog, oh, it's going to be tough to deal with this Hotshot Juno here on an open goal. Self-pass, one more blob, and it's going to be a nice combo there from Just Logan to take advantage of the pressure that J-Dog was just putting up.
Yeah, this dash range on the Zentaro is the big thing, right? Like, yes, Explosive Entrance is theoretically the best dash range awakening for Zentaro. Not going to get too much benefit off of that damage, but the dash range is really what you're looking for. Just Logan is taking advantage of it as intended. But Doggo.Dog is putting up quite a bit of pressure here. They're finding barriers, slipping through the cracks in Moffin's walls. And they might be able to bring this back. It's going to be tough. They definitely had a good draft there in favor of Plink Plonk, but Doggo.Dog are staying in this one for now.
Yeah, it looks like Big G greeting an orb a little bit there, but not getting too punished. Eventually does find themselves losing that barrier. I don't know what happened to me there, but yeah, losing that barrier. Again, we have triple flip onto the side of Plink Plonk here. Going to spend 1. Jeeps is not going to be able to defend that one away. Not sure if they had barrage up in that situation, but yeah, we're kind of looking at match point here from Plink. Double flip on the forwards. If they could somehow survive that, they'll have 3 flips of their own, but this is really where champions are made.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot here for Doggo.Dog to bring it back, but if they can stay alive, the stacks on stacks might come alive for Switch and give them what they need. It's going to be tough, though, as Logan, with a blindingly swift and perfectly placed set of Zentaro combos, will take out both of the barriers and leave Big Jeep with an open net.
Yeah, we see Switch doing a lot of solid dribbles there. We're going to get a little bit of the boys' angle, spending a flip. Sloopin must at that point to grab the final barrier. J-Dog doing a really long-range flip, but Big Jeep activating the pace is going to get there in time. Again, the dash range making it just the worst is going to send Jeeps and Doggo.Dog into the void here as Plink Plonk successfully win this series.
Yeah, that was a very fast and efficient series for Plink Plonk. I mean, we haven't even been here an hour. That was a 19-minute game. We did finally get to see Doggo.Dog. Their game plan became clear. They did make the necessary edits in this game too, and they did score a few goals, even took a set there. But I mean, at the end of the day, Plink Plonk was the dominant presence there. J-Dog got all of the awakenings that a Juno could possibly want, and Just Logan was capitalizing off of all of the setups that they were getting. About as good of an outcome as you could hope for Plink Plonk.
Yeah, it was kind of a disaster at the end there for the Awakening draft, as we had Plink Plonk taking that set where two awakenings or two dash perks were showing up, Zentaro being third pick there. Not possible to deny aerials and explosive entrance, so the dash perk was going to happen no matter what. And they made it work out pretty great, actually. Just Logan made a perfect adjustment there with with the dash range to get basically everything they could ever want. Zentaro being able to play. I say it all the time. Zentaro can play all three roles once he has a dash perk, bro. He can play forward, midfield. He can play goalie. He could be wherever the heck he wants. It's just dummy strong as it affects his passive and his secondary and his ult. And yeah, making things really difficult for Dog. Plink Plonk. Really good series by them, though. Moffin Curry was kind of like immortal that game. Really not losing many barriers, though.
Yeah, that first set was a little bit shaky, but then after that, Moffin was really stepping up. Uh, After the one set that Dog took, Moffin seemed really comfortable actually, and was making some very nice defensive plays with the Asher. So good to see that the pick is coming along, Moffin. We salute you for branching out, grabbing some new characters.
Absolutely. And I guess that'll probably be it for us. Actually, really two great series. Pretty quick day, not going to lie, but good series nonetheless. Love seeing these teams so much. And Clocoke, it was an honor, man. Really fun time casting with you.
Yeah, you're a crazy fun casting partner, and uh, just honestly fluid back-to-back bounces throughout both series.
Absolutely. Really great time, though. That will indeed conclude it for us, almost definitely, as we'll basically get on out of here, though. Thanks, everyone, for watching, unless someone wants to say something crazy like we're not ending it, but we definitely are, for sure. 100%, definitely 100% done here. Absolutely. There's nothing left, for sure, as I stall, as long as physically possible, for someone to say anything. But, yeah, so out of here. GG's good shit.